Let's be real for a second. For a while there, it looked like Rainbow Six Siege was on life support. The community felt divided, and the game's biggest fans had become its loudest critics. On YouTube and on Twitch, the story was the same. Siege felt stale. Cheaters were running everywhere, and the game was fading. It felt like we were watching the end of an era. But then, the impossible happened. The game didn't just stabilize, it staged a massive comeback. Player counts shot up, the community was filling with new energy, and a game that was about to die was suddenly everywhere. A huge part of that revival comes down to one guy. The story of how a single streamer became one of the most powerful forces in the Siege community is one of the wildest comeback stories in gaming. This is the story of Jynxzi. To really get Jynxzi's impact, you have to remember what Siege felt like before he blew up. After a massive peak, the game took a nosedive right before 2021. It was far from a dead game, but the mood was overwhelmingly negative. The most dedicated players felt like they weren't being heard, and the game was struggling with its own problems. Cheating was out of control, making ranked matches feel like a total lottery. The new Ranked 2.0 system, which was supposed to make things better, was slammed by the community for feeling like a confusing and pointless grind. For many, the gameplay was stale, and balance updates felt like they were either too slow or completely missed the mark. The feeling online wasn't just anger, it was pure exhaustion. Players were just tired of pouring thousands of hours into a game that seemed to be working against them. Big streamers who built their channels on Siege were moving on, and while player numbers weren't terrible, they were a shadow of what they once were. The game was desperate for a spark, something to make people want to log back in. It needed a hero, but nobody expected him to be a chaotic streamer from New York. Nicholas Stewart, or Jynxzi, didn't just pop up overnight. He came from the very community he would end up saving. He started his Twitch stream back in January 2019, grinding for years with almost no one watching. He streamed to a small but loyal group, getting bet at and building a real, authentic love for Rainbow Six Siege. He wasn't some out-of-touch celebrity. He was right there in the trenches with his viewers, hitting the same bugs, getting frustrated by the same cheaters, and sharing the same passion for the game's incredible tactical gameplay. This long, thankless grind is the key to his entire story. It's why people trusted him. When Jynxzi got angry about a broken mechanic, it hit home because thousands of other players felt the exact same way. He wasn't faking outrage for views, he was living and breathing the Siege experience. His on-stream personality was a mix of raw, unfiltered emotion and genuine passion for the game. He was the ultimate underdog, the guy who stuck with the game through its roughest patch, and that authenticity was his superpower. While other big names chased the next trend, Jynxzi stayed loyal to Siege, and that loyalty became the foundation of his empire. Jynxzi's explosion into the mainstream wasn't an accident. It was a masterclass in how to go viral. His big break came from a brilliant use of short-form content on platforms like TikTok and Instagram. His streams were a goldmine of perfectly clippable moments. Whether it was a hilarious rage after a tough loss or an insane clutch against all odds, his content was made for the internet. Every viral clip was like a miniature ad, pulling in a flood of new viewers to his Twitch channel. His persona was magnetic, somehow both chill and energetic. His reactions were real, his humor was relatable, and his skill was undeniable. He even created his own language of inside jokes and catchphrases that built an incredible sense of community. You didn't even have to be a Siege player to understand it. Jynxzi's personality was the real show, and Siege was just the chaotic stage where it all happened. He made a nearly decade-old game feel fresh, exciting, and culturally relevant to a whole new generation of gamers who might have missed it the first time around. The numbers that followed were mind-blowing. By April 2023, Jynxzi did what seemed impossible. He shot past giants like XQC to become the most subscribed streamer on Twitch. At his peak, he had over 80,000 active subscribers, a loyal community he'd built. His rise was so fast that you couldn't ignore it. He rightfully won Best Breakthrough Streamer and Gamer of the Year at the 2023 Streamer Awards, and then followed it up by winning Best FPS Streamer in 2024, cementing his place at the top. His personal success happened at the same time as a huge turnaround for the game he championed. Just as Jynxzi was hitting his peak, Rainbow Six Siege saw a massive new wave of players. Now, Jynxzi wasn't coding the game's updates, but his influence created the perfect storm for them to succeed. While the game's all-time peak was just over 200,000 in March 2024, Jynxzi's popularity helped fuel a revival that led Ubisoft to report a staggering 30 million monthly active players across all platforms in their 2025 fiscal year reports, proving the game was healthier than ever. He made Siege the game to watch again. The Jynxzi effect was very real, and it was pumping new blood into the entire Siege ecosystem. Jynxzi's influence goes way beyond just player counts. He became the voice for the console community, a huge part of the player base that often felt overlooked. His success was inspirational, proving that you didn't need a high-end gaming PC to build a massive career in content creation. His impact became so undeniable that even Ubisoft, the game's developer, had to give him his flowers. The official recognition started with a Jynxzi charm added to the game in 2022. Later, he was further immortalized with a full-fledged cosmetic bundle, making him an official part of the game he helped bring back into the spotlight. This was the ultimate sign of his impact. He wasn't just a popular streamer anymore. He was a part of Siege's official history. He also solidified his place in the scene by joining the legendary esports organization called Space Station Gaming as a content creator in 2023. Since then, his influence has crossed over into the mainstream. He's participated in massive charity events, started podcasts, and launched his own merchandise, turning himself from a streamer into a full-blown brand. Many other Siege creators will even tell you that the new, massive audience Jynxzi brought back to the game is a huge reason they can still have a career today. So, is Jynxzi the man who single-handedly saved Rainbow Six Siege? That might be a stretch, but you cannot tell the story of Siege's incredible comeback without putting his name right at the center of it. He wasn't a developer or a Pro League champion. He was a fan who, with a relentless hard work and a personality you just can't ignore, helped pull a legendary game back from the edge and put it right back in the middle of gaming culture. He gave players a reason to look past the game's flaws and just have fun with the chaos again. Jynxzi didn't just get famous playing Siege, he made Siege famous again. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the world of gaming.